That day, while I was in the restroom, two strangers injected me with an unknown liquid. Then they sliced my major artery and shoved my hand into a bucket of water. Next, they grabbed my phone and sent my husband a message saying I wouldn't be home. Tonight, finally, they threw my SIM card into the drain only after they confirmed I was surely going to die. Did they leave? As I felt my life slipping away from blood loss, I screamed at the top of my lungs with all I had, but the steady flow of blood made me slowly lose consciousness. Luckily, a strange man burst into the women's restroom. At that moment, in my blurry vision, I saw a necklace around his neck, and I recognized him as the mysterious man who had saved my life before. The first thing I did when I woke up in the hospital was ask for the mysterious man's phone number, so I could properly thank him because I had a big plan to carry out. First, I found Annie. I slapped her several times without hesitation. My husband tried to stop me, so I beat him too, because I knew Annie had arranged to have me killed. This also let the CEO learn that I actually had a husband, so when I later called to thank him, he snapped that he was only doing what he should and claimed he wasn't interested in married women. But the CEO didn't know I had already divorced my husband. Not long before this, I accidentally discovered my husband of 3 years had become close with his secretary, so I tricked him into signing a divorce agreement under the pretense of signing a contract. Now I only needed to wait for the cooling-off period to end for it to take effect. The unaware CEO regretted missing his chance. He had fallen for me the first time he rescued me, and thought we'd never meet. Again, I asked Lisa to help me rent a place so I'd have somewhere to stay. After the divorce, the next morning, I went to move into Lisa's empty apartment with my luggage and ran straight into the CEO in the elevator. But the CEO, knowing I was married, kept his distance. I greeted him, but he turned away coldly and left. The CEO wondered why I was moving into Lisa's place. His assistant explained Lisa and I were good friends. That night, to shift marital assets the night of the divorce. As much as possible, I agreed to go out drinking with my husband and his client, on the condition he give me an extra 10% stake. Eager to close the deal, he agreed immediately. But during the drinking, the client kept forcing drinks on me and repeatedly harassed me. My husband pretended not to see, and following Annie's instructions. To secure the order, he put the drunken me into the client's car. The CEO happened to see this when he came to the hotel. At first he planned to ignore me, but after hesitating, he decided to help, because he still liked me. I crawled out of the car at the same time, and when the client saw me with the CEO, he was frightened and left at once. Since I was his neighbor, the CEO planned to escort me home and accidentally discovered my divorce was already in process, which made him quietly pleased. The next day at work, my husband assumed I'd stayed the night with the client and teased me about being unreachable all night. I didn't bother to explain and walked into the restroom. Meanwhile, Annie kept insulting me, and to get revenge, she called hitmen and faked a stomach problem so her husband would take her to the hospital as an alibi. Unbeknownst to her, this was seen by the CEO who was inspecting the mall that day. On the